Se see ade we ejuma me fiera. Uba boa no busumi pay the amount. Say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one pay because a whole month am pay. And si back on one by a day. Ume she bibi yo. Ume she bibi yo my one penny for mon kan one semi na. Youth for ye brana ye kunkum ye anyhow. A direct in tea ye begging pointino. Uba come ye kun. Boba koma ye kun ti youth nti ye bra no edan sem e kun ye adai how Ghana ye bla papa adai and then fear walk in nka jefere me patro me pedal mod do because who agent viewing fees or do cut set them or better 80 CDs and now say 100 CDs and then dance so man dying who could have 600 oh nothing room name or do 2 years 600 CDs 2 years because of that into the ultimate mother or no person or two now or do a for the show on 600 500 that they would turn into a person who 2 years. Ati mun ka ho hwe man ye say youth ni ye bre ye ya ni ye beto aba ni ye aso ye to aba na me de me influence ni ko for keke.
So basically what you have there are you have communication specialists, directors of communications, deputy directors of communications, technical communication assistants, media aides, media liaison officers, communication consultants, presidential advisor on media who has a technical director to the presidential advisor. Then you have the ministers of state at the presidency.
And these guys are there for information minister.
Yes.
No, go through that list again. Just on the communication side.
There's a lot to communicate.
Stop it.
I'm just telling you.
You have information minister who's cabinet level.
Who has ISD working for him too.
And then you're having all these guys working under the presidency.
Who work under communications directorate. Yeah.
Of the presidency.
Yeah. There's a lot to communicate.
You can't be serious.
I'm just telling you, there's a lot to communicate.
So and what are the conditions of service of these people?
Nobody knows. That's the issue.
That's why the transparency is not. So if I'm a lecturer in Legon and I've been teaching for 15 years, right? And I struggle to get my PhD. And then you have somebody who is a technical director to who has access to fuel. Read the letter they wrote. They said their fuel thing is not gone up. So this technical director, what's the competence, what's the qualification of somebody to do this work? So if we are not transparent, and I'm saying that this is mathematics, this one is not sentiment. If the government wants the pressure from the labor unions to go down, and they want to, and if they want a credible plan for IMF to, if the plan is not credible, see, if people don't accept the plan, it's not credible. If the labor unions, the businesses don't accept the policy, the IMF will not accept it. So if they will not be transparent with these guys and say, this is what we are doing, I can't understand why you have all these guys working and what are they doing? You said they have a lot to communicate. What are they communicating?
I'm just telling you. But if what would be the justification for
look at
directors of communications?
Mention mention the post again. Mention the thing again.
So the directors of communications.
How many? Directors of communication?
Yes, 4.
4 directors of communication. And then deputy director of communication.
There are 5 deputy directors.
At the presidency?
Yes.
And then which one again?
2 communication specialists.
So the director is not a specialist. Okay, the specialist below.
There's a lot to communicate.
2 communication specialists and then
communication officers. 5 technical communication assistants.
So you have 4, 5, 9, 6, 7 plus 3, 10, 15.
Media aid.
How many?
1.
Media aid.
Assistant media liaison officer.
17.
Communication consultant.
18.
Then there's a presidential advisor on media.
Charlie, are you sure you're not joking? Are you saying what are you? What is not joking? What are you saying? No.
Of all the positions,
guys, let's go through this again. Let's go through this thing again. I want to be sure. And sorry if we are picking.
Right, so that is where we go. Anyway, for the announcement, everyone. The MPP fella, the guy, Mr. Andy Owusu, who was supposed to be here to have discussion with me. Well, I don't blame them these days. It's very difficult, you know. You can't say discussions of this nature, communication and talking to radio and TV and the rest. It's not easy for the MPP people. It's not easy at all. Right now, he has sent me a message that something has come. I think he has got a fight with Robin Hood, so he's not coming anyway. It's all well and good. Any big deal. We will carry on as much as we can. Today, though, this evening, you remember yesterday in Ra, and Dr. Joe Swajima, by usual, about Tuesdays, right? Any Thursdays. And in Ra, by big dinner ground, in some Google Swana, a do phone in on Mr. What's his name? Mr. Gideon Okai, and also by was saying so many things about how somehow one of the contestants and as a candidate for the chairmanship position is not clean or something. Okay, can't simply be. I mean, it is all recorded, and also we can have the video Facebook recording of it. So it looks as if said you can't say the Conrad side of the argument, I think somebody wants to come and fire for their candidate. So we are looking at around 8:15 thereabout. Mr. Usuachan will come and fire basically, or respond to what Mr. Gideon Okai said about what has gone on. Okay, thank you. About their grievances and their issues regarding the UK Ireland chapter NDC executive elections. You see, this is going on and on and on and on and on. And the reason why we are here is that the group which make the top executive or those people in charge of the chapter for the past 4 years or so, a situation has been created, so much so that now very difficult to have trust. The NDC UK group now, they are somehow divided, honestly. Maybe after the election they will come back to show a united front. Definitely they will. But seriously though, everyone, I mean, it must be said that they are somehow, so later on, like I say, Mr. Usuachan will come and rebut or respond to what Mr. Okai said. And they are all in the same party, so I suppose it's not going to be big antagonistic or any sort of serious, what do we call it, any uncomfortable sort of discussion or anything to worry about. I'm sure he's just coming to explain. He's coming to respond to what he's heard. Let me go for a quick of one of these. Okay, no. All right, so the discussion is based on those things. And also, like I said, I'm reading that Mr. Ameriyao Anas Ameriyao Anas went to court with, he took Japan to court for defamation, sue him for defamation. And the judge, Justice Eric Barr, has actually agreed with Kennedy Japan that Arimiyao Anas is guilty, or he can be referred as corrupt, as a blackmailer, and as, what do you call it, blackmailer, corrupt, evil, and if I can get the words all properly. So, for a judge to say that, it means these charges have been proven. He said Anas is a blackmailer, corrupt, and extortionist. All these ones, maybe apart from being evil, all these, it can send you to jail. If you are a blackmailer, if you blackmail people, if you are corrupt, and you are proven you are caught being corrupt or something, and an extortionist. Obia or de some kutu kwan bi so ejiji sika free nkrofo ho. One mommy say where you say, one for we am ba me you say. So yeah, announce no what dini wo we are see baby say or ye investigative journalist. Otumi ekoye investigation. Ema omo mu ye ewudifo a omo kunkum nipa ne ade nyina otumi edi ba ma obi ehu bi nipa kro mu ye. Ena no judge bi wo Ghana o si Anas eye corrupt eye blackmailer and or ye extortionist. Eti me question, my question is that why is Anas still working? I think he should be in jail, isn't it? Somebody is a blackmailer, someone is corrupt. I mean, the corruption aspect, we got to define it. We got to find out which exactly, what are you saying? I mean, why, you know, how corrupt is he in what sense, in what respect? But as for extortion and blackmail, this can send you to jail. So those of you who do law or who are lawyers, who know the law, can you explain or tell me an instance where someone is found guilty of being corrupt, a blackmailer, and extortionist, and still not sentenced to, sent to jail? Is it possible? Is that really possible? Can that happen? Say, Obia, or ye corrupt, Emma judge can say we are corrupt. Obia or ye blackmailer, Emma judge can say we judge and say we are blackmailer. And now Obia or ye extortionist. Obia or jinkro for sika ne omundioma say me say mommy 100,000. So why mommy 100,000 may you say and I make we actually we say. Sa suban no ni nyina no say to me ejelu. So my question is simple. Why is Anas still roaming about? A short music and we'll be back.
When you were baby.
Right. Fire burning from Osibisa. Don't go anywhere. I am busy doing one or two. Sending out messages here and there. That's why you are not hearing me so much. But that doesn't mean I'm here. I'm not here. I'm still here, Masamusa. I'm going to drive this ship tonight. It's a midweek weekend. No, not weekend. It's a midweek Wednesday, the 15th of March 2023. We are ready to rock and roll. So like I said, don't go anywhere. Just stay with me whilst I sort out one or two things that got to be sorted out. Trust me, believe me, we will roll.
Oyezu Oyeza Munya NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland chapter da ma bri so michia na menyu ba bezian abato ho nkomo dem awore nyim na oka kakra na yakoto abaye ze yan mpenyufa wo bohwe party do wo da mi chapter ya meji ho nkomo na menyu ba bezi chairman akwa no ho nkomo da ma bri chairman akwa kampenyufa wo gina there to wando abana wombe chairman nemu chairman akwa de ojina ho prekope nti mesraw de ebo to waba na eza ma chairman akwa na wabe chairman bo United Kingdom and Ireland chapter usane de okitan shisha bebrea ya me na dom na so be chairman a opede ozuboa awa eye member wo United Kingdom na Ireland na NDC party ni na da no dum shisha no mu bi ni the establishment of a welfare program. Demo welfare program no mu foso benyi abrubiara NDC nyi ehwehwam bo wo sekasama fem bibi kakra bi a ezeboto to nzama wa bra ahokyira aba no demo welfare program e bohwe na wonsa ka bibi kakra ofi £50 zuko £400 na enye sika etume botua eyi chairman akwana adwe na opede ozuboa NDC ibiso nyi de NDC member biara obenya any immigration issue ana mbrem nsemi biara wo bibia otena wo United Kingdom ana Ireland chairman akwa establish mpenyumfo a wobetina ho na wahwe na advice biara oyembra kono do na wadi amaw impo se pelo yenyi bi na wejina na waka wasem bi amaw wo United Kingdom ha ana Ireland da mpenyumfi wo mu binum ye lawyers a wobotun wejina ma amaw na waji bibi kakra bi wa bra wobotun wa abo na wo bibiara so akodo welfare program kuyara suya chairman akwa opede ozubo adi onu so behwe na yenu anuma wo United Kingdom na Ireland nyinara awona wo into event organization photographers awona wo shishe bibia amanfo ye one parties one weddings nyina obaka wo nyinara bom dem obeya NDC member biara obenya any event do oye wedding outdooring bibiara no wotun wa bobo na wa ya ama wa bra onkotue sika ti dema oka akafo obi wa pado ana enchen bi na wa ba da ma dina man chairman akona nimpe mfuso bohwe na abibiara any welfare ana any social issue biara oba affecting member biara no oba ba owo pray wechi na bibiara de wodze mo ana bibiara de woye na wodze bo program wa kodo no wotun wa yendam na ahomka wa ba welfare program ye bibia se nyamobo na se chairman akwa obeye chairman wo United Kingdom na Ireland no munsam kakra na me putu hu za atrewi odobobaji na oda boa awo member na oda boa yen NDC MPI na pebenazi munyo NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland to waba former chairman akwa nyamobo na senensa kazebiu na ono so obegina na wa hwede mama ka nyinara odobe yidwuma na party na akwa n'enyim
National Democratic Congress NDC yemwenyo nyemfo mane member mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie bena so say beto aba every chapter chairman fofo ya se de chinene mu mrukoto on so enyo nyemfo Dr. Joe Ajimai the restoration man the father say every party no wedding kai odi amonyesema kutile ni le wetu di hwese wa performance runkoso oni mu adwumade de e fa ne hotitru na esine nan so mmade bebre no de gu akwemu a obeye de amaye bini se o sigina ye esiko no dwumade bia be party office na odisika £3 empemenum na ato ase eye £5,000 o sanke magwo ni mama honsu £1,000 na ebe show mu dwumade mu kida na esigina ye
Dodon Swa, which is a for Omobetro Mudi, Abeka party in a hoodie. Omombra, Omosabeka Omudika, and 10 times so. Na Achi Adam Abeka home. And what was Simi and Sebianso? Party Mumpenimfua, only the radio show Munsebiano, about two saffron what's nothing. Not the idea show Munsano over Bumapunta Marco. When did the Brenano by Amayo? Onia, Sapatra Possible Mountuma, the Sunny D. Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man, Tata Chairman Anna, Yantumano.
The clergy and the religious distinct, when they speak, they shake the foundation. And it is only the church that will address meaningfully the canker going on. And they want to silence all credible voices. Now, today, we will reveal everything to you. This question has, direct relation with the pronouncements of Reverend Professor Marty. Let me tell you why people do not want Professor Marty to talk. Listen, they have tried, politicians have tried all means, all means to muzzle me, to get me, but they can't. They come with bribes, fat envelope, $100,000. Listen. I want everybody to listen. Politicians came to my house with fat envelope, $100,000, no cedis, dollars, and also with the promises that if you keep quiet, we will give you a house at Trazaco with swimming pool. You know what? We will give you 4-wheel drive. These people were lucky. I did not have big dogs in my house. Else I would have released the dogs to bite them for the whole world to ask, Papa Moderator, my boy one again. Papa Moderator, I then I would tell you this, now you release the dog. Then I will tell them, ask what they came to do. You know what? They have tried all means to muzzle me. They couldn't, and I tell you they can't. And you know what? I will speak today, I will speak tomorrow. You know the tax I pay? Sometimes when this thing comes and I see the tax that I've paid, but at the same time I said, praise be to the Lord we serve, because it's going to build our nation. Then when my tax goes, you babies with sharp teeth, you are stealing the money and you don't want us to talk. We will talk today, we will talk tomorrow.
No, you can't so far say there is no genuine pastor in this country. So for biani or genuine. There's no pastor in this country. I may say there's no single pastor. Oh my God, they are liars. They are doing business. Obia kotina na sori dem abie na sori ye ne business na sebi previous a youth no more Ghana so na mo akotina sa sori dem na mo ton nkumbia bi mutumi ko to so for calendar de bo simu dem say mo here protection abra sa sofu no or bodyguard na muti kroma, and youth na mo man mo ha no. This is the time I was say ye bia ye new Ghanaian youth, our eyes are opening. Senka asofu ni e genuine adena Christian counselor ye din na youth e wo man mo ha ye bre adena Christian counselor who do ahimfu e wo krom ha. Everybody is quiet about what is happening. Crisis e wo man mo antinka ye wo sofu mu so mu dwin Ghana ho mu nyame ni papa nka sofu yo mu so rin kasa ma youth no. We don't have any genuine pastor in this country. We are in this country now. Sofu bibe shen come say shatawale bebu shatawale wayarimpo anka wabebu. They are all in this country with lies. Black Stars kwa kubo match na sofu bi di flyer biba out to say omuya fasting and prayers for Black Stars. Akwasi saying group stage ukura mutimi pie. We are living in this country. Instead of saying people pointing the mistakes to the government to say Niabani is distracting the people of Ghana. No, mu yes I no. Now more your flyers are who do say move empire to Galamsey, move empire to economic crisis in the country. Me say there's no genuine pastor in this country. So for biani Ghana Yankupon Kasachireno, they are all liars. Nobody. So for biani or Maimuha, they should come and can prove to them that they are all liars. So for biani Kruma. So for being him saying Yankupon a friend, on chair in ABC 2022, 2023, on chair in ABC 31st 90, but a friend on Besho Munkwasi and Komanasi. Now Musha comes mene how, papa ne how, be DBS if you want a how. Now mu distract youth no mu or mudim contibadum or mu mammy no mu papa no machi, say omuya bay for. I saw for mu canipa boom, I saw for muya beef for Ghana. Who saw what saying Yamini panning Yamini pay beef da. Let's open our eyes, Ghana's youth. It's about time Munya sorry kona munya juma. Work. Stop going to church. It's a waste of time. Sit down in your house, pray. God will listen to you. These pastors are doing business. They are getting money through with the youth. Work and get money. There's no single pastor in Yankupon Kasa Chiren or Ghana Maimuha. They are all liars and hypocrites. If they are not,
oh, those words that I hate to say. Coons and buffoons, used against people of color for years in the times of slavery. In those days when children, babies, were torn away from their mother's breasts, when brother was turned against brother and sister against sister, when father and mother and child were sold to different bidders. In those painful years, for fear or for some little favor, one brother would say unkind things about another, so that master would whip that brother in public, and the one who reported him gets the crumbs off their table. Beware African leaders, for you are falling into this trap again. You've been to school, so don't be a fool. Think before you speak to the oppressor. Why would one leader, why would the head of one household rise from his household into another household only to go and gossip and speak ill of their neighbor, their brother? What do they get? Why, in a time when all are saying, or of course a few are saying, hey, please don't beg, because when you beg you disgrace us all, does one go to say unkind things about another, to one no better than the oppressor, so that he can get a favor? Think about it. You see, when you say people do not respect leaders, it is not that they don't respect leaders, they don't respect titles. For leadership is in what you do. Remember, there are no permanent friends, only permanent interests. Think.
Right, so when your baby or mommy tell you, mama tell you where, hey. Right, it is all about fire every day, every night. Whenever I come here, I want to explain, I want to highlight the dangers of playing with fire. You know, it's not just the little burns here and there of touching something hot, you know, touching or your skin coming in contact with any hot surfaces or something like that. But it is the real, havoc of having your properties, your house, your farm, your anything burning down completely and then, sending you into some destitution, so to speak. So fire is something that got to be taken, we have to handle fire carefully. As I've said, if you handle fire carefully, fire becomes your servant. And fire becoming your servant will serve you nicely. But when you misbehave with fire, fire becomes your enemy. And that one, they just say, problems. Anyway, so tonight it's all about the ex gratia issue. Ex gratia issue. Ex gratia. And you my name is Usu Achan Bedinko or no Deputy Communication Officer or UK Hammer NDC. Now, no trust saying Beyonce ex gratia. Sir, opening because on pay ex gratia no na or the sika no samba. Hey, na man for gunuso. Omo tiniti, omo peniti achiari. Let's opening because o minya to me make try ex gratia and say, hey, na man so man for buofu. But the same people no more buofu no so ankasa ko hie mu a no mu din komo previously no omo nyina say ex gratia yo ex gratia kum yo ex gratia. Hey, ye nyina I wo Ghana ye nim say ex gratia in fact. Or should I say it is unfair, one of the unfair sort of arrangements within our Ghanaian society. You see, ex gratia is in a form of a goodwill, or let's say a money to be, a lump sum of monies to be given to people of certain categories, people of certain, how do we call it, portfolios. For instance, top military officers, parliamentarians, other civil, top civil servants. You see, these such people are supposed to have already accumulated loads of money throughout their working life already. And yet, when such people are to retire, apart from their retirement benefit, we've come with this package called ex gratia, another lump sum money. And, the annoying or the most serious part of this is that the politicians say that when the politician is voted out of office and he's gone home, he gets an ex gratia. Then the politician will come, if he's lucky to come back to parliament, he collects his pay, everything. When he leaves parliament again, he gets another ex gratia. I mean, this automaticity of this ex gratia mechanism isn't right. I don't think it is correct. And many people have come to realize that, look, since we don't even have homemade revenues, or the government doesn't have sort of profits sitting somewhere that are used to pay these, to service this ex gratia payments, right? So it's not fair that we go borrow huge sums of money, then huge part of this borrowed money is given to people who are already, so to speak, well-to-do, leaving majority of Ghanaians to wallow in their poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, this, to everybody, any discerning human being will say, this isn't right. So for the recent past, many commentators, Ghanaian, TV and radio presenters and writers, many people, including myself, have discussed or talked about this ex gratia thing. And we've all come to a view or a conclusion that this isn't something that should be encouraged or should continue. It has gone on for a while. Till one day we heard that Togbi Afede, the very good king in the Volta region, decided that, look, he has made his own money, he has worked excellently, he has his own money, and so that ex gratia being paid to him, he actually pointed out he doesn't deserve it, because there isn't much work done for that sum of money. So about 300 and something thousand, let's say, if anything, let's say if it's about, let's say $50,000 thereabout, or $60,000. It's not a small change, pocket change, but talk we have it, say, okay, I'm bringing it back. Now, no worries, I'll bring it back. And that one, instead of Ghanaians all coming together to applaud him, to acknowledge that, look, Togbi has done something very great, grateful of something very important, worthy of emulation. Instead, some Ghanaians turned on him and lambasted that effort, lambasted him, so much so that sometimes you think, oh, so the Togbi made a mistake. He should have just kept quiet and taken the money. So therefore, because me no maintiase, dear pa na ye hwehwe every penny for. What are we after? Now, move the clock forward to recently. The former president. Okay. So the former president, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, it's called JDM, yeah? John Dramani Mahama has come out to say that if Ghanaians gave him the chance or the power to govern again, he is going to make sure that for the very first few months, ex gratia, at least within his cabinet circles, will be a thing of the past. He will be removed, or he will try to abolish it and encourage the other Article 71 holders to also amicably, peacefully arrange to abolish theirs as well, or accept that Ghanaians are not happy with it, so they should all give it up. When Mahama said this, one would have thought that in the simplest way, or they, once again, the clap, or the, what do you call it, the plaudits, we will come out to clap for him and to praise him that, look, he said the right thing. Instead, some same few Ghanaians found trouble with it. The same Ghanaians, some of whom have recently complained about the same ex gratia. Their mantra, their narrative, some of the recitement was that he, Mahama, before he speaks about ex gratia, should bring back his ex gratia before he, Mahama, can even talk about it. So it has made some of us to think, what at all can someone do? We have said he doesn't want the ex gratia, and he was vilified. Now Mahama say, if I come out cancel it, they say, hey, go and bring your ex gratia first. Ladies and gentlemen, say General Kasagrophobia Jimia. I cannot be to me Kasao. Say General young boy, Ekasaganaphobia Jimia. Utumusa and Crepa. O Maya Timo Chese, Obika Asamuna Ebado. It is not about the value or the substance in it, it's about the bakro. Only few of us have that knowledge, that a few of us have this this capacity to acknowledge good substance from even someone we don't like. Like me, for instance, Enra Kene Japan. What he was saying, I said, Kene Japan, I don't like his politics. I don't like the way he does things. But what he said about the gold for oil and also about the passport, I totally agree with him. So Ghana not quite to say, you can't say, especially those, the MPP surrogates behind microphones, those who sold the Kufuado, to Ghanaians, telling Ghanaians that this is the real deal. That the Kufuado was the real McCoy. The real McCoy. Unless you are in the UK, you won't understand this expression. But these people sold Akufo-Addo to Ghanaians that we near the papa no, we no enampa. Ukwa chimfo, sorpon. Na sorpon ni fantini catch all there and me penampa na chede yes. Poku papa bi tuna poku nampa. These people sitting behind microphones in Ghana sold Akufo-Addo to Ghanaians. Told Ghanaians that Akufo-Addo was the real McCoy. These same people have, stood by him. Some have stood out. Then some pretended that they were not happy. Some have pretended that they were not happy with Akufo-Addo. But even when these people want to criticize, they have to weigh a certain measurement. They have to somehow come out with some equivocation. What is the word? Equivocation, yes, equivocation. And sometimes simply have to equalize. These people who sold Akufo-Addo to Ghanaians, telling Ghanaians that this Akufo-Addo is the real McCoy, is the real deal. Now some of them have become so disgruntled, so disappointed. So they are angry within. Not that they have even genuinely regretted maybe undermining Mahama's image or the Mahama's brand. But they are disappointed within themselves, and they are hateful of what they are seeing. But instead of these people coming out to say that, look, yan yeton Akufo-Addo mamu na we die enamo yeton mamu send enamo na say e bon enamo na jimi. You should have come out. These people must come out to tell Ghanaians that we sold Akufo-Addo mistakenly to you Ghanaians. So, Mufanche, we are begging you, let's move on. Now, these same people have turned into something else. If you go into them, some of them are, fixed Ghana people. And some of them are neutrals. Some of them will even tell you, have the temerity, have unashamedly, the shameful attitude of even telling some NDC, if you don't bring Mahama, then we will be happy and vote for you. Mabodam. Those of you, you are hateful of that man. Why? So you've done that, even NDC Fonibi. So it has gone out. So NDC Fonibi says, they say no. What they are doing is out of say. They are fed up. So even the more you do, the more they love Mahama. I don't want to mention this both here in the UK and in Ghana. People who recently pretended to understand where Mahama was coming from. People who showed pictures of Mahama projects. Many of whom have been abandoned. Heavy projects. Heavy industrial scale project, costly project that has been left to rot. Many of them talked about it. Now Mahama comes out to talk, hey, that one too is a problem. Namo yare anama bubodam. Mo Jimmy. And these people are struggling, suffering. They are aching, they are at pains. Because when they look through into the whole MPP setup, not a single one comes out clean. Not a single one comes out clean, worthy of any sort of appraisal. Now why? Is it a Greek minister? Is it Alan Chiramanti? I heard young man, what's his name? Chinijona said something like, Alaman Chamanti says he's got all the plans. Then the Chile Jonas is asking Alan Chamat, if you got a plan, why don't you walk to the Jubilee House and give to the plan to Akufo-Addo, help him to run the country properly? Unless you become president, your plan it shouldn't be used. And yes, these people want us to vote for them. A Greek minister. Jesus Christ. Then the West, I mean, omo dear cry there. Ebinum cry, it is a jogate pneumonia, they are quietly hanging in there because they themselves, obia, some bibia, they know that their own people will attack them with. Then come forward, the Charlie Chaplain of all, Kennedy Japan, on the super president Eddie. Obio to me, say, we are here and now, Opesa would here and now farming. Opesa would here. If you want to be poor, then you become a farmer. Today, he wants to be president, so he's saying, oh, the way I'm going to make the farming agriculture in Africa will be abundant in food. Just nkwasia keka shenipa ne muma okeka nsem na se enam se na dwemu ndonte ya sa na ne refi ya na refi obeka the opposite of it. Japan yesterday and the recently have made certain points, certain statements about the gold for oil and the Ghana passport issue vis-a-vis the Ghana card and the rest of it, which makes, I'm totally in favor of what he has said. But that doesn't make him qualified to be a president. No. Ghana, we are not that cheap. Abba. So these people sitting behind microphones in Accra, especially Kumasi and the rest of them, they are disgruntled. Omo just say omo ya omo ankasa ho ayureho omo bre omo hu di omo nye nipa Akufo-Addo na omo ton de ma Ghana for say this is the Messiah no we go money mo ase poto we go money mfi eno nti na omo hu di omo nye Mahama be kasa to bi afade say ompe ex gracia no na musini so Namusini Mahama Simeche Namusini. Now when Mahama said he was going to abolish the ex gratia, why don't you direct the question to Akufo-Addo or Alan Chamati? Mire fini di bakono concert no baumia. Chemba for Dr. Alan Chamati. What a solid team. What a solid team. Nkwasia kika sa nkwasia wakika semuna masona baby obetwa bia baby anywhere ba omia will talk and face he has something against him there. So why don't you people sitting behind the microphones in Accra direct your anger to these people? Say, hey, ba omia lanchamantin this honorable so bo go MPP muno Mahama so obetwa mu na mo se dey. Why don't you ask them? Oh, like I said, very soon I will get Mr. Owusu Achao to come and discuss. Yesterday, as a reminder, and your friend is saying, okay. Let me see what's this woman. Okay. All right, no problem. Yesterday on my show, one of the members of NDC, that is Mr. Gideon Okai, came in to. He rang in to say that there is some sort of wrongdoings that is happening, and he insinuated that his own comrade Conrad Dumba had a hand in that wrongdoing. Well, the conversation went on for a while, And I think Mr. Osu Achao have heard of the conversation, and he wants to come and outline his position on what he thinks. Okay, thank you. On what he thinks is wrong information given out by Mr. What's his name? By Gideon Okay. So as at when time we get Mr. Oswecha, we will bring him up to come and do the do. You are listening to Mansa Musa 2027, and don't make a mistake. I'm not referring to the date. It is the time. 27 minutes just gone past 8 o'clock. The show is Fire Will Burn You. And it is way with me, Mansa Musa. I am on the Captain's Bridge. There is a small issue going about. This one is also very, very, it is very strange. Apparently, there was some national award ceremonies. People have been, good people in society. Every now and again, every year, it happens that those people are rewarded usually with medals, national medals, and the rest. But what we've just been told is that recently there has been an award ceremony, and most of the medals or the paraphernalia or the memorabilia about the award, the medals and the rest of it, all bear the symbols of the NPP, party's insignia, and to be honest, you see, Ghana no baby a yekono, it's too much. Say, national award party no political party now was no and they call us and they say a demand national award nana and I say Kufuado nkwana say nkurase 70 amagana na esa. Not even Osajefo brought his CPP things to be said national things the CPP call us and the demand awards. Huh? Amamati say your friend is somebody like somebody like very respectable woman like Marietta Brew Butler and others refused to take or rejected the honor of being recipient of national awards. You see, this isn't nice. It's not clever. This shouldn't happen. Okay. Someone sent me this. I don't know whether it's new or it's old, but pictures of KJTR market on fire. And if you look at the plume of smoke, this is just too bad. You see what I mean? So the question is, how come? I mean, why will a government, I mean, a buying say or also say or kakoma award and I say impeniphobia or my ye juma ye say ye bomb abasono, then we have to use party colors, either MPP or NDC. Nti afi hani bedro. Now I know why you call the MPP people, they can't talk. Because the embarrassment is all over the place. It's all over the place. How can you invite people to honor them, the national honor? All what you got to do is to put the national flag and everything about it and carry on. Instead, in Ghana, we have the party flags, party colors. This isn't something. Really, Obiobe Kacho say Adewi is correct, you know. We MPP in the crowd, you should know that it's wrong. It shouldn't be done like that. It should never be done like that. Buma yeni MBA kakra. Buma yeni nti ewo nyoma bi ho. Na yenye yenyoma yi na as they say, infantifo be kamori kwezi onye. You're listening to Mansa Musa. So that is one issue. The other issue is about the story I'm reading that a judge, Justice Eric Barr in Ghana, in Accra, says he agrees with Kennedy Japan, who has referred Anas. He has referred to Anas as corrupt, blackmailer, extortionist, and evil. Obviously, being evil, it is very difficult to prove in court. You can look at the deeds of somebody and just say this guy is evil. But being corrupt, a blackmailer and extortionist, that can be proven. It is Justice Eric Barr, if he claims that he agrees with Kennedy Japan, that Anas Arabiyao, Anas is corrupt, is a blackmailer, and is a extortionist. Shouldn't he, Anas, be sent to jail? Ladies and gentlemen, shouldn't Anas be sent to jail? Anas Arabiyao Anas, the person whom most journalists and media fraternities across the globe they know him as an effective investigative journalist. In Ghana, a judge is saying that Anas, no, you are not investigative journalist, rather a terrorist journalist. Let me quote exactly what the judge had said, so I don't make a mistake. So the judge said, you are practicing investigative terrorism, not journalism. So a judge in Accra is telling Anas Arabiyao Anas that he, Anas Arabiyao Anas, is practicing investigative terrorism. You see, Jesus Christ. Like I said, one day things will correct itself. The whole system is so corrupt. The whole system is soiled. That these judges who once upon a time were exposed as being corrupt themselves, collecting goods, animals, sheep, food tubers of yam and money in order to to influence their judgment on cases. Today, a judge is telling Anas Aremiyahu Anas that he, Anas Aremiyahu Anas, is rather corrupt, he is a extortionist, and he is a blackmailer. My question is, if Anas is doing all this, why has he been left to go home? He should be in jail by now, or no? What you has here? You are practicing investigative journalism, not a journalism. You see the way and manner the corrupt people in Ghana, that is headed by Akufo-Addo himself, they are trying to subdue any manner of decency. Anybody who comes out boldly to challenge Akufo-Addo and his people will clamp you down. Akufo-Addo and his people will clamp you down. And so we have, you see, for me, and I say, George Part Mika say, obi a corrupt, obi a blackmailer, obi a extortionist. Sanima we now against the law, criminal offenses. Judge didn't be in kind of trust, no jama anas in coffee. More who cry at him. You can't say Akufo-Addo a bomb noir. You can't montias yet. You feel we just talk or we hate the man. Akufo-Addo has destroyed Akufo-Addo has destroyed any moral fiber, the rest of it, any remnants of any moral fiber that existed in Ghana. Akufo-Addo and his people, they have clamped on it. Because this judge who have said this, he has no proof. He has nothing to prove that Anas Aremiyahu Anas is corrupt or he is what do we call it? He is a blackmailer and he's an extortionist. If he was and he has been proven, Anas shouldn't go home. Okay, thank you. So my question is that, or my problem on all this is that Akufo-Addo and his people are doing everything in their possible best to undermine any emergence of decency, of dissent. Anyone who want to scrutinize anything, anyone who want to ask questions. In Ghana today, if you dare to oust wrongdoers, most of these wrongdoers will belong to the party and they will belong to the ruling party and the government. So in the end, you will have to go. One of the biggest examples is that of Mr. Domelevo, the previous accountant general. He found that there were some discrepancies in some contracts. Some monies have been paid, and he thought this shouldn't have been the case. So he started his investigations. And this investigation led him to the very doorstep of the then senior minister. Ghana for ye were ministers, ye were title senior minister. So because Domelevo was doing his job or his work properly, he had to go. Today, the senior minister, Yawo Safumafo, is still the senior minister. He has even been given a bigger post, collecting bigger salaries. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say, Kufuor, the whole thing, Mr. Uso Achao said the other time it's a mistake. I would say this is an aberration. He says it's a mistake. This shouldn't happen again. I don't know whether we can think about NDC, MPP, but whoever comes, this is not the way to govern. The other time, I read and listened to a lecture by Mr. Kofi Amwa, that Ghanaian businessman, entrepreneur, and economist, and he spoke at length to highlight the discrepancies within the African youth vis-a-vis or African youth and their inability to impact on the continent's progress. That we have the youth, we have all the goods and everything that man's supposed to have, and we're still very poor. It all comes down to leadership. If we had proper good leaders, people who felt shame, felt bad when things didn't work out, if we had them, then of course they will think out properly, make sure that things work out. But while we have, at least I will keep saying this, we have leaders, African leaders, who all of them have buildings and mansions in other people's countries, mostly in Europe and in America. Until the day that our presidents, until our leaders will find it comfortable to have their assets, their properties in their hometowns, in Ghana, in Africa, until that day, Africa is not going to prosper. Because, you see, the mere fact that the thinking is that the African soil itself isn't safe, or the country, the country state, they are not safe. Physically, morally, financially, anything. So when you have money, you have to hide it somewhere. If we're able to govern, to find our countries and neighbors' countries safe or safer, then we'll be, compelled, or it will be easier for us to leave our mansions, our properties, and our wealth in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria. This ruling by the judge, Justice Eric Ban, saying that he agrees with Kennedy Japan to call Anas Aremiyao Anas a blackmailer, extortionist, and corrupt. My question is, he can say that, but that should be proven in court. If they have proven that, Anas should be in jail. If it has not been proven, then it just goes to show the extent to which the top people, the extent to which they will go to make sure that they suppress dissent. In Penifoni, Gana Maino. Penifoni, Gana Maino. Okokapeno Mudi Musekiu. Make any attempts, and they will deal with you. And Penifoni, Yarea, Omuni baby, Omudi Yare and Co. Huge sums of monies to go and spend on their medics. And sometimes I looked at it, I analyze all this and I see that, look, even these our so-called leadership and the rest of them, whenever they travel with such huge sums of monies to outside jurisdiction to go and seek or look for health or better health or health care, those sort of healthcare they go to seek for. Me and UK, I find that one as normal procedures. But our people, the other time, for instance, Mr. What's his name? Abambabin went to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, somewhere there, and apparently the whole cost for that journey, that hospital checkup, was $600,000. I mean, you can't laugh. $600,000. So until we got the leaders that will now come back to feel that no, it's shameful to be labeled corrupt or to be labeled incompetent. Until we get that sort of leadership, we are not going anywhere. How can a judge say he agrees with what Kennedy Japan said? Kennedy Japan wants to be president. The things that Kennedy Japan have said against fellow human beings, against even the judges, still this judge said he agrees with Kennedy Japan. That Kennedy Japan no ye good, emanas ye bad. Jesus Christ. What a shamble. What a shamble. What shambles are we in? What so gross-terically difficult scenario we are dealing with here? Basa. And that say, birth certificates, and yet because others have been able to, infiltrate our system, and those who are not Ghanaians have it. Then they say, passport, yes, some people who are not Ghanaians, they say they have it. So let's try to downplay the value of the passport and birth certificate. People elsewhere will argue with you that no, there's nothing wrong for the EC to demand that this is what we are going to do. Those people are really lazy in their thinking. They forget about things so quickly. Just like now, in another 2-3 years, you see that EC will come out with something else. And all this not to better anything, just that first and foremost make more money and also use that platform to make sure that they get what they want, the result they want during elections. This is a problem. And like I said, one day until this is sorted out, we are in trouble.
Your
Right. So as it is, like we say, hey, okay. Yeah, you are listening to Mansa Musa. Fire will burn you. Let's see. Our friend, Enkodi Enkomo Kakra na Yeredia Ebe. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mansa Musa. I'm Patrick and here to say.
Me who announce where?
Adumo, me who pa.
Right.
I me say me fake show na. I wasn't listening because me remember being you. I wasn't listening, but not me see previous way our Facebook and about Gideon or the can be platform so. And I think say so me advice be me person me can be true. Say o platform way so be back or be one sem. Nani pano ni kwa obe man rebata immediately a be pacho pa stop ni pano. Neka share ni pano say more organize na ni pana or person can in one sem no. Umbra na mun debate that point no. Because there's no point say obi never be jam making allegations. No what to I am here echicha chan try that what can you pay after obi hu. Abra ni pano ni ho. No be allow no. Now, yeah, what happens? But I think better say Obi could be once and anybody you are. Master, please stop that person. Contest now, yeah, you know, a whole lot of things are going on. UK and Ireland chapter elections now, yeah, you know, a whole lot is going on. It's about some will say. So people will platform ways so no better any of the contestants wants them. Anybody you are or respond yeah. If I just don't allow. Because then yes, I depend on them na moka. And also will be a game plan. And it's not right, it's not acceptable. It's be so so be could be once and then pano ni wa very respond. Yeah. Mr. From what they are open nipano. Nemo nini agan on more range say as I'm corner on chain, no more organizing any panel. Nombra, nombeka. I think that would be better. It's man supposed to enumerate media fair a futu. Now UK and Ireland, they're Tibiano, you will organize it. It will sort itself out, and the right thing will be done. You be queer, so. It's a shame that we are where we are today, just because of selfish intent. My culture from my Canada, but Ghana Crown, a black Ghana brain, a Nipana, a good Ghana, the kind of people are you know, and don't see a Ghana brain. And kind of name Kufado to say, what the bomber bro 4 years, one year, what's up to Obama? No, good to know, fair grown. Nobody cares. What's what? They still call themselves MPP. They are so proud. Me ma bamba no, yes, I wouldn't even be proud of them. I will get out of it and I will lambast them. Make cassette here because a crony year a coming so. Ghana back pay any baby ako. If you didn't see the yes say you subine. Near by Brian. Maybe piano, yet you crony sign. And another the cronus sign so many years back. Or the year for those days now, profunity yes or no. They say I know yet poor be crab a dear so. I'm an abuaye. I don't know what to say, see a master Musa. Yakos were Ghana and you. If they say Ghana for yes, I say soon you're fine. Not a chrono. Yamia Duma, J. and Bessamba. No bar or barbefa. No way any ye. Only me yada into Bessaba no other fan way any ye. Nagana for who say, so Miss Shano. I'm one. Master Musa, when you are me, you my wife.
You, Miss Medasi, P. Yeah, I needed to do something behind the scenes. So, and the long music. But I'm still here, man. I'm driving the ships. Now, 21:02, that means 2 minutes has gone past 9 p.m. here in the UK. It's the same time in Ghana. I repeat saying it's the same time because very soon in the summer, the time will shift 1 hour ahead of Ghana. So that's why I keep saying it's the same time in Ghana today. Anyway, I'm being sponsored by none other than Top Connect. If you want to have any remittances done, it is the group to go and see. They will send money to Ghana and everywhere else. So, according to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Ghana will save how much? Is it $4.8 billion a year through this gold for oil deal? Baumia na account, Yamina Beckham, just says, gold for oil is so good, sir. Every year, Ghana will save 4.8 billion. Now, as about kind of men who say, their Canadian can on Tiana say, yes, you can save 4.8 billion, but if you want to use gold, say, or might be a person who keep gold, or might be a Nessa watching what I say. If you have to do away with your gold, no problem. All what you got to do is to sell the gold, get big money, and buy the oil. Now, when they most in the gold, you know, go exchange. Not when your friend is saying middle person, intermediary, something that was, shouldn't be necessary at all. And so Baumia said that is saving us money. You see, all this Baumia. Obeka Sembia Enka, if it's about 2015, 2016, Baumia Sembia, people will believe. But today, Baumia says this, and everybody now Obie Titini Treho, Obi this sending me, Obi this sending me a Bia Meheno. No, I started Titini Treho because when said the Baumia Kain, it will come back to bite him. It will definitely come back to bite him. And someone can say, Apobie. In the end, Baumia is just saying it. Can I Japan run or can also the one co school between him say? So gold now gold in the more aiding. So gold prices in a coffee more and campo a bay reasonable. Gold prices a coffee more or might be anywhere Tony gold. Maintain say here might be to say Singapore and is this no not Singapore, Sri Lanka. Omunya problems baby. They too they have gold reserves so, but won't you omo your friend saying narrative and now say political statements so they are doing away with their gold in order to get oil. Now say ye won actually one boy so my yahwe krana say say we use your gold now the gold prices is high. So some beton now when your dollars you know they are to gold say say gold in say when you use gold say you have to go and buy in fact say you have to go and buy raw what they call it you go and look for dollars and then use it to buy oil into that's okay, that is making the dollar go high. But if you are using the gold, why get an intermediary, a middle person, and say we are doing barter system? It doesn't make sense. You see, the whole thing is, these people, they are not doing any barter system. They are using the gold. They are selling the gold and buying oil. But, the way Etienne said, and I'm saying, it is not straightforward. Omunim say, some encrophobia or MPP more, Omaye Galam say, Nanya gold in the brain. Those people have to change that gold to money. It have formulated be some bibia, a transition from that gold to cash, aye smooth. And one or nothing else. Nothing else. Baumia is coming to tell us, oh, this one is going to fetch us, save us 4.8 billion. Explain in detail how this is going to save us that amount. You see, then after a year or two, this same Baumia When things are not working and you ask him, he will be off and away. You will see him for dust. You will see him for dust. Ayo.
Say dear, yenam top connect so emani sika de bagana if we wiase afa na nyina yentia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika mani aye mrekra ye hu hia ne se wo download with top connect app no e Play Store dia ma wo Android phone and so we use iPhone so or Apple Store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa manda radio num so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofu sika fa top connect so aye ntem na emre na mawa hoto so sese die sika manu di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia for top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our Belfont interfidie nyina so top connect Fasika mane wa dofo asumdiem a wontia kapre top connect yenso ye dienie
wana mutane NDC da ke United Kingdom da Ireland chapter ina rokon ku har wa yau ku vote ku ba chairman akwa shi kada ne wanda in Allah ya yarda ya win ya zama chairman zai kawo welfare program da zai taimaka muku ya taimaka ma party mu daga cikin wannan welfare program dukkan member da ke neman taimako lokacin da ya shiga cikin masuwa abin da ya kama daga 50 pounds zuwa 400 pounds welfare program na ya tabbatar a baka a taimaka maka in Allah ya maka dalili ka biya wannan kudi bayan haka kuma dukkan member da ke neman wani taimako sha'anin batun takardun shi ko wurin zama ya ajiye manya da lauyoyi da kowane lokaci kake neman advice ko kake neman wani lawyer da zai taimaka maka akan batun sha'anin zaman ka a kasar United Kingdom shi kuma su bi bayan ka su taimaka maka su saya maka ka biya wani abu kadan da yake in ka je waje zaka doki lawyer ba da ka same shi haka nan ba muna rokonka member NDC da ke United Kingdom ko Ireland in lokacin vote ya kai ka vote ka ba chairman akwa shi kare ne wanda yake zai taimaka ma partin mu a lokacin da muke ciki wannan shine sanarwa ko wannan shine abin da muke roko ku taimaka mishi Allah kuma ya taimaka mu duka gaba daya Allah ba mu nasara mun gode muku da ku saurare mu assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much to Ketu. That is a political broadcast message from the camp of Mr. Kwesi Akwa. He is in Sheffield. He wants to be the next chairman of UK Ireland NPP NDC4. As we speak, they are still waiting for the date, a new date for the election, and the fear is that the NDC proper, that is the NDC in Ghana, they are gearing up or they are busily engaging. They are the national primaries or the elections to elect their parliamentary candidates, for 2024, right? And also to elect the flag bearer. That's a very serious business over there. And so the hindrance of or the handicap of ineffective NDC UK Ireland chapter, I call it a handicap because it is not something that had been envisaged or something which reflects positively on activities back at home. So the fear is that it is very possible that the NDC Ghana people will sort out all their issues, elect flag bearer and primaries for parliamentary candidates, and even after that they will still wake up to find that their members in the UK are still squabbling about who should be their new chairman, because to put it bluntly, some within their ranks are not to be trusted to do the right thing. I mean, I can put it bluntly. So, seriously, that is what, That is what people are talking about. That the that the NDC will, UK people know they will end up feeling very much disgraced. Say monya mo flag bearer ewie na fe omo mo krom ha no omo NDC for UK no still maybe that time no they are still contemplating as to who will become their chairman. And ya somewhere that from cry. People, everyone you speak to hopes says that they hope that this will not be the case. But I tell you, I tell you seriously that can happen. So moving back on to the issue at stake, it's all about the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission of Ghana has prepared another constitutional instrument, CI, and presented it to Parliament. Ooh. I'm sure the Parliament discussion and deliberations are still going on, and one day they will sit down to vote, or they will come out to declare if the EC should be given that mandate or should be given that power to do what they want to do. But many Ghanaians will tell you that this is going too far and too speedily. The undermining of our the strength of our national ID documents, i.e., the birth certificate and the passport, has come about without a proper thought into the consequence that can happen in future. Let me play music, then I'll go and speak to Dauda quietly. Let's go for music, then I'll speak to Dauda. Right, Osibisa, I can listen to this sound, this music all night long. But Osibisa, we got to correct. I need to talk small. Mansa Musa is here, and you are listening to Mansa Musa here, NFM Radio here in London. 21:18. That means 18 minutes past 9 here in UK. The same time in Ghana. You are listening to Fire Will Burn You. Well, like I said, I've read so many things, including the one that a Judge Parse, he agrees with Kennedy Ejapon and calls Anas Aremiyao Anas corrupt, blackmailer, extortionist. Now the question is, if somebody is like that, the judge should send him to jail. Anagana no Kennedy Ejapon to me kind of pebia. These judges, you see, Akufo-Addo has destroyed any moral fiber in the country. And so anybody who comes out, try to challenge, try to scrutinize any little dissent. Now, omuguso. Now, even double evokra po mutume yirefri ho, na wanas. Shameful. Then you read them, Baumia come and say, the gold for oil will save us $4.8 billion dollars a year. Now, some woman say, every can Japan, one coast school credit him say, as a country, no country will do away with their gold so easily. And if you are so hard up, as we speak, Sri Lanka, even they are so hard up, they are going to IMF, they too, they have gold reserve and they are not doing away with their gold because it's a precious thing. As a country, you got to keep it. Now, some person who used to gold the crown, all what you got to do is to sell the gold because the prices are high. So gold prices are low and America so with the gold go joy after all the prices are high. Baumia and people should spare. They should spare this Charlie Chaplin sort of this shenanigans. Because one day, somebody will stand somewhere and say, "Oh, this is witch hunting." Yeah, way, and I say, and under the mutata, and I say. One day, when they say somebody, people who are much clever than Mansa Musa will sit down and say, okay, mo boka 450 billion and now 500 billion, item by item. Say that Musa spend this item by item. This is what is going to happen in future. Anyway, Saka, young man be from all the way from Kumasi, Asawasi to be precise. And if I'm not mistaken, Asawasi is the constituency of Muntaka. This young man is called, Faisal Dauda. Mr. Dauda, good evening.
Fine evening, Mr. Samsa. My greetings to all listeners and viewers of your station.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate. Thank you for accepting our invite at a short sort of a short call without no preparation at all. Now, Asawasi, what's going on tonight?
I think Asawasi, everything is going on smoothly. As you know, it's a political season, though there is a stop to campaign, but gradually everything is picking up small. Gradually, everything is going on well.
I see. I'm happy you say everything is calm. It brings my mind back to the sort of problems we have these days, that someone might go and cause some small trouble somewhere, and instead of the modern civilized way of investigation, Ubohans are either police or military army with loads of guns come and molest people. So I'm happy to hear that at least your side of the roots is very calm.
That's true. As you observed some months ago, even recently, about 3 to 4 days ago, my youth organizer was arrested, detained, without any serious issues attached to it. But not being so good, one thing I just want everybody should be alert with. There is no fear and panic in Asawasi. We are an island in the midst of the big ocean. We are a constituency well known by any other person in the world that we are in the midst of our greatest political opponents, and that is the NPP. Now, everybody knows that Ashanti region is the largest region dominated by the Elephant Party, but Asawasi still remain strong in the interest of the NDC. So it seems, as I say, it's an island where you have been surrounded with the ocean. There is no how you can stop the ocean from flooding time by time into your own land. So times like this, when we are entering a season like this, there are individuals internally from the party who think that they take advantage of the government in power to intimidate others. And there are also the NPP themselves. Sometimes they think that it's an opportunity for them to do, once they are in power, they can capitalize on that and even intimidate some of our members, so that when it's near time for elections, our people will be scared of coming out in their numbers and save the golden seats that we know as Asawasi concerns. So I think it's part of the strategies. But God being so good, we are one of the, we are not cowards. We know the tactics of the strategies the NPP normally use when we are facing elections like this. So we are not panic at all. There is no anything that people living outside seeing it as though the intimidation from the police or the military or whatever will scare us, or it will lead us by losing the seat. Any other person who had it in his mind should clear it out. It's not possible today, and it will not be possible tomorrow. So Asawasi is still focused under my leadership as a constituency chairman, and we will continue to focus. Our main aim is not even the Asawasi. We are working towards maintaining the seats and also helping other constituencies in the region. That is the constituency that are possible to be captured from the NPP. We also capture and make the NDC number of seats in Ashanti region at least 9 or 10, inshallah.
Inshallah. Before we go on with the internal politics there, has there been any fire outbreak in Kumasi somewhere? I saw it on.
Yeah.
Where was
this
it?
evening? It's very unfortunate. We witnessed one of the fire outbreaks, one of the biggest fire outbreaks at the KJTR market, which was constructed by John Mama before he left office. And it's rather a bad news because we were expecting President John Mama to be in the region by weekend. So, and this evening, that's the bad news we got, that KJTR has been engulfed with fire. It's rather unfortunate.
Yes, I saw the pictures, the plume of smoke and the magnitude, the volume, the size of the fire. You see that it is, I saw it and I couldn't see any sort of, I couldn't see how the fire brigade could manage it. I don't know, were they able to at least put the fire off?
I cannot attest to that.
Well, if you don't have the information, fine. But
it's that kind of
if you don't have the information, that's fine. Yeah, that is okay. But it is proper that maybe you get your sources somewhere, because this is very important. You see, every day, my program, the title is Fire Will Burn You. So every day I sit here, I speak about fire safety. Every day I talk about fire safety. what to do, what not to do, how to minimize the risk or the eventuality.
I was also very shocked because I was engaged in a very serious meeting today. It was about an hour ago when I realized even that kind of thing has happened. So I was not able to get full information about that. So that I will not.
Okay. So let's come back to the internal politics. Asawase, like you say, is a stronghold of the NDC in the middle, right in the middle of a very big ocean of, it's an island as you speak. You said somebody was arrested. Is it your youth organizer? Is it a fellow I spoke to? What's his name?
Abdul Samed.
Has he been released now?
He was arrested, but the case is, he has been released on Friday, but the case is still in court. I will not say much about it. Being also
in any case, all what I will say to you guys is, you see, Europe and elsewhere, politics has become it's a serious business, but it's like everybody understand how to play it. Back in Africa, in our countries, it is rather not just serious, but it has become very dangerous. Look, you guys should advise each other and be very careful, because any little thing, even argument with your girlfriend or with your wife, then someone will go and misquote or tell somebody, then police will come and harass you. Before you know it, you are in all sort of uncomfortable situations, and before everyone gets to know that, it isn't something that you have done anything wrong, you have to go through a lot. And so I will advise you to that effect.
That is true, especially under this government Akufoado's administration. Part of their strategy is that they realize that in every sector they are failed. So one of the ways we can secure power again is to intimidate their opponents in whatever means, so that when it's time for election, they will use it as an example to scare you for not coming out in your number. For those of us who are very courageous, cannot stand on the day of election to defend the vote of the citizens. So we see that it's a strategy. We are not the third. We always stand firm. What matters most is that we must make sure that we always caution our members to make sure that you must always be on the right side of everything, so that you will not go and engage yourself in certain illegality of any criminal things.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, whatever they blind against you will end up in the police station. When we end up in court, we may have a fact to defend you or any other person, so that we will come back and work for the interests of the parties. So I think mostly our people are very cautious, and they also listen to advice. So at most, anytime there is arrest, at the end of the day, when it ends up in court, we are able to come out with a clean hands.
I have you here as Faiza Dawuda, Asawase NDC chairman. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, as they say, Union Patwa, big man. Bossu Bakupe, Bossu Kina.
The name most people know is that the popular name is Chairman Concern.
Chairman Concern. Bossu Kina. Oh, that's good to know. I salute sir, boss. Right. So, going forward, the Asawase primaries now, the party hierarchy have declared that those those constituency that has NDC parliamentary candidate, you should cease there shouldn't be any sort of politicking or campaigning till such a time that they will allow. I want to know, is anybody challenging the incumbent, or he is going unchallenged?
This time around, I think they have a challenge. About 2 people have picked a nomination form to contest the incumbents. So far, as I'm concerned, they will have about 3 people contesting in these coming primaries in my constituency.
I see. Those 2 or 3 people, if I give you the assignment, can you get me their contacts? And let me ask you, from your understanding of things, even if I call any of them to ask question, will it be seen as campaigning?
That one I cannot say much about that.
Okay, fair enough. I will ask the expert. Don't worry. So I'll give you the assignment find me their numbers.
Even their numbers, I don't want to engage myself being the father of the party in the constituency.
Yeah.
I don't want to engage myself in any other campaign of any other individual.
Sure.
When I give you the number of one person, some other people will say, whatever the person says, I was the one who initiated it. So okay. I'm being very careful.
What we can do is that, if you don't give me the number for one person, ask them, all the 3 of them, that look, you know myself, everybody, Nuruddin and the rest, Yamin, all of them, they know me.
Okay,
ask them, even Mustaka himself.
I'll try and engage all of them.
Even Mustaka himself knows me, so ask them. I have Mustaka's number. When it's time campaigning, I'll call him anyway. So ask them, the 3 of them, to, you can give them my number. This number I've called is my personal number. You can't even give it to them for them to call me. Then when the time comes, when the time is proper, I can interview them. You see what I mean? I'm not going to put anybody in.
I understand you.
So let's talk in general. Now, you said your place is calm, inshallah, thank God. Tell me what has come about this. What is the latest on this Ashama issue? Because what now we know is that the police had already started investigations, and now it looks as though the army, the military, they are going to molest and torture people was rather unnecessary. Notwithstanding the fact that it was a gruesome killing of a young soldier, most of us see the brutalizing of mostly innocent Ghanaians as something very primitive, very wrong. What is the latest on this issue?
To be honest with you, I will only restrain myself from commenting any other matters. Now, from being chairman of the party, whatever I see will be looked as been interviewing.
I'm only asking you for the official event. No, Pfizer, I'm only asking you what has come out official. I mean the latest that, have the police said something lately? Has the military said, or some people released, or some people charged? Anything which is official. It seems we have lost Faisal Dauda, the Asawase constituency NDC chairman. I'll see if we can bring him back. But you can understand the situation that he doesn't want to involve so much in things that shouldn't be discussed. They are gone away. So I totally understand him. Let me play. I played 2 of Kwesi's message, so let me play 2 of Joe Swajiman's message. So this is the second for Joe Swajiman. Hello?
Dr. Joe Ajimai said, Obey me kiss yourself. Part in the Benyan own office. My meetings are doing now. I pay Dr. Array's fund. Sika Bocho Pie on the web. Executive members, any departmentals, and some are doctor and preachers or the one at close. So I will vote for him. Go and vote for him. Dr. Joe Ajimai on one I play. We gonna vote for Dr. Papa say. I am Dr. Joe Ajimai and go back to Amado. Dr. Joe and go back to Amado. Yeah, back to Amado. Dr. Joe and go back to Amado.
Right, so political message from Dr. Joe Osu Ajimai. Dona Moti and Masa Musa. It's now 21:41. That is 19 or so minutes to 10 p.m. And you better sorry if you are. And 19 ubia opese ofreno. Mr. Wa friend in tem na yending komo in 10. Media send no why share WhatsApp on so why right so what person of friend 10 na fe yending komo the studio number is 0208 123 5911 and 07876 251 261 no so yeah a mobile and a WhatsApp into betimi afre and also na open source subscriber YouTube YouTube New Face Media, one word, New Face Media. So we'll type in New Face Media, one word, and no to take you to YouTube. Do how we say so we call New Face Media. If it's a logo no, what do you say boss wa a baby na fe waka say open live. What do you say see live now? We say a bie. Let me see her. No one like it now. Why you the obey Facebook as well. Obe type NFM Radio. Facebook. NFM Radio. Facebook. Then you will see me there. So like, share, subscribe, everything. And okay, all right. Now obia entiasie. What we mean by political discourse. Sometimes you wouldn't. Okay, thank you. sometimes you wouldn't like, or you wouldn't like what I say, or the things I don't say. It doesn't matter. But the beauty of it is that you have to have the courage to also, come about with your own interests or with your own understanding of things to do or say. It is very simple like that. 21:44. So, I can buy 15 minutes. I'm going to go quickly.
Bisiafo sesede ye nam top connect so e mani sika de bagana e free wiase fa na nyina ye nchia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika mani aye mrekra ye ohia ne se wo be download with top connect app no e Play Store dia ma wo Android phone ana se wo use iPhone so a ko Apple Store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa manda bradio num so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofu sika fa top connect so ayentem na emre na mawa hoto so sesede sika mani di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia for top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our Belfont interfidie nyina so top connect Fasika mani wa dofo sunjemu a unchia kapre top connect yensu ye DNA.
So my first question na mi busa no pai ewie any say, for those of you criticizing Mahama for talking about ex gratia, you still haven't told us your own personal stand. Say money Mahama ya adwana money ni nya adwene. Some of you are just saying that Uncle Fanny S. Gracia Wajinimra and son of Bekawasim. Someone who said that, one of the, I've forgotten who said it, but one of the, public speakers in Ghana said, anyone who does not change his, I think it was Professor Jampo, or say, it's only a fool who never changes his mind or who will not change his mind. It's only a fool. And so, if you are not a fool, if you are not foolish, and there is an issue, maybe previously you had a different understanding or appreciation of that issue. Now, times have changed, things have changed, and you have a different understanding of it. Yes, you can come out and say, look, I previously believed that this is what should be done. Now, I think, no, it should be done the other way around. There's nothing wrong with it. That maybe you are right or wrong, people, scrutinize. But to say, or no Mahama, okay, thank you. Or no Mahama in particular shouldn't, as if say, he shouldn't say, Mahama, dear me, I don't know why. Is it personal hatred, tribalism? What is it? What is it actually? Because, me meaning say, on the other hand, say, Mahama also, and a war NPPR, and NPP for best swallow. And I don't know whether it's tribe or it's just, your friend is saying, the partisan foolishness, partisanship, they are refusing to reason. We can to reason reasonably. Which is which? Because Mr. Fedi, Mr. Your friend is saying, Togbi Afedi decided to do away with his ex gratia. Okay. And you people, descended on him and, told him in no certain terms what he has done. Even up to the point that Paul Adumochiri's program, it featured Togbe Afedi. Just because the man had seen it very necessary to return monies that he thinks he did not deserve. The ex gratia, let me explain again, is, a package, money that are given to persons of certain category, right? Persons of certain portfolios. They serve either in politics, in military, or civil service. At the end of their services, they are given huge sum of money. Apart from their pension, their pensions that they will enjoy. Apart from that, they receive massive amount of money called ex gratia. This has gone on for years. And now Ghanaians have started complaining, even some attributing to the fact that it is the constitution that has, enabled this sort of, how do I say it, unfair, treatment, unfair treatment to Ghanaians of different stature in life. And so we all agree that this gratia thing needs to be addressed, whether it's cancelled completely, whether it's reformed so that if a politician gets it one, he or she wouldn't get it again, or whether it should be reduced, or only specific, only maybe some few 3% of the top, or we should even review it so that the normal average man haven't worked for over 30, 40 years, whether he's in brackets or not of Article 71, maybe they will also get ex gratia. We need to reform it. So Mahama comes to say that, look, after all, the monies we are using to pay this ex gratia is coming from monies that we borrow. We borrow, and it is impoverishing the ordinary Ghanaian at the expense, or in favor, or to make life easier for a very few. So me, Mahama, if or when I come back to power, get the power again, I will organize to remove or cancel this ex gratia thing. Mahama Kawia, ni boni pa any day way. Ni boni pa. Okay, thank you. The one who gave me signal that you want to say one or two words. You have to come in now, otherwise I don't want to be called when I'm on my way home and I'll be asked, oh, who was studio and debi. And it's all say, oh, be some question, I'll be coming here. You have already indicated and I told you what to do. And you say, you should just come in as quickly as you want. Otherwise, we can't. We bano na game no yapon, if you know what I mean.
President, I'm not ado adanko akufo-addo. I'm pay me bano boko. Me din the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Me son Ghana ewo police mu 24 plus years. Na me gratuity me san kano me dito bond 2 years. Aka 1 year this year September. Year 2023. Na me bond no amateur. Wo adwina wo de ba ye say wakoboka ana wa bugana abofom enti me bra ma bre sika medi to bon no commercial bank no unfa mame we enye amroba ene be chimiji me sika o man panyi a ya to abama no se onhwe yeso emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour. Nkrofo kachre wante. Emra wo fa so many ministers say omunu na oni omu betumi aye adwuma. Nkrofo kachre wante. Ene your incompetence inti me bre amabre. Me disika yedi tua me ka say gratuity me fa hwe me ho so no usi wafa this is 2033 se mi manum na opese omumba jisika na me nana no mo a menim president woni die mu misrew unuana ni bank edi enim eji loans no mfaso a wanya no misrew manu fansa mfaso no ekutu yesika no mesika no mfa mami nanado utemu yedin papa opia maye juma Ghana mrachre say 24 years plus no yentu ameka as a retired officer no usi untu ameka menya 60 years here nanado mesra mibisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado. Mimpese. Mbe kasatiao. Mimpese mbe dumi usu eni ubusian debi. Midi yao esreo. Tise na Mr. Matheson.
Right. Franklin, Sikano, Wika was Sikano de Ashe. Sikana show, Sikano Ashe. Njuni Matheson, Mamuntia says Sikano Ashe. I took Amina of Pokua say good evening.
Good evening, Mansamusa. Mansamusa, Bachana Juna Umpome.
Me.
Yo, Bachana, your boss back was a doctor, doctors are not saying.
Doctor, when we were doctors, baby, me doctor, a friend Kiani.
I did Dr. Joe Ajimai, but I'm not saying.
Okay. Then now you are talking. Okay. As far as I know, dear, Obia, yeah.
But in a companses and where they are, and enter on after, and if you are chance of something. It's said, Dr. Mansamusei, it's a program, a program, be an Ajubia and Jay into Window. Program, be a Najubia,
Miss Remo, me pese Ghana Nibia, Benya, insomnia, and I say, your friends say, sleep up here, I did be out, just won't mean that. Me peso be a bed develop be. Indeed, Miss Remo, Modia. Munya tie mi mepe monkonda obia so empano obia nda nafa mempe yibia mempe nesia na your friends wo fasifo choka bia de mechi. How can I stop that? I love the choka. You should continue to breed and produce and all is good.
Yeah.
Right. I took what brought you here?
What I say?
Dear Naduba,
they didn't buy you and said, Tama about the S-Gasha Salmon.
Yes.
I'm still my missing candy because when Ghana couldn't be chinching, Ghana couldn't be a joint, I want to say. The Oman Penny former president, I can as some said, oh, me ba, me choma. I know, but yet, a bill to say, General Sport, you won't go to me for Nibi. Every time, simply look at you and say, hey. As a Nippon so ultra S-Gasha Modia or non for the S-Gasha and heading. Or GNM from Lanza. What do I want to say?
Who's the answer?
Oh, Joe, my Jones, I mean, Masamusa, me part of Aroma. Omo free, Omo, you trust school fees, no. But the free is banned, but only school fees, Ramayana.
Are you?
If I no longer say free fees, and you show me that faces about the echo school. It is school cinema because of the name of faces.
I took I come 2 minutes be paying. Obi switch na ho. Enti yem fan komo in fan church na.
Mate.
Yem fan church na. Na Friday so min kwa na mo ha. Friday so tumba. Friday o ban temu a. Na ye din komo le ye. Enti na me kan obi gina chiri. Enti yem fancy na nyandam. Ai. Mr. Medasipi, thanks for your call. Good call. Gideon. Me who na also eh.
Me had me fire can you sing chair for. Most of me say I what for be first sir. Me say me kind me go.
What for say be ya?
Adam. Okay. Okay, Obwa. Na me team say sana me meeting let's say one can is hard ya. I say no cry na ye ka. Masandra, me create a challenge. You know.
Now, reporter almost can say, if you have such problems, why don't you report to the relevant authorities in your party?
You see, I said something, and I still insist on that. My position is that if you're a leader, you need to lead by example, and your actions and inactions should show, sir, you're a leader. You are trying to bring unity, not, sir, you are trying to create an unfair advantage over your competitors. And me see about there were about 15 branches. Out of the 15 branches, Obia on no more side, the EC did not invite their past chairman to come and resolve it, and they invited the current chairman because, as I said earlier, or as I said yesterday, this voters register was compiled by the current chairman, not the past chairman. So when in places like Telford, Merton Keynes, East London, they change the status quo. It kind of creates distrust between the members.
So far, no. What you have said, it doesn't prove anything. So once at you, your friend will be FE in the constituency, even though now he's not a chairman, but he has been called. Now, if he has been called, now say you're suspending, you're warning, official publication as a communique beyond by. What exactly or what is the evidence say what you are saying? Because what you are insinuating, it is creating the situation saying but you are not giving any specific proof, sir.
Mansa, because I say, let's assume that the EC made a mistake by calling Conrad. As a leader and as a contestant, what you should have told them is that I'm not the right person to do this job, or I do not qualify at this current situation. It is the chairman and it is the secretary who has to do the job. My position is that if he doesn't show this kind of leadership skills and qualities, you see, politics is all about
now. Who say he should have said? Who say he should have said what?
You see, even let's assume that the EC made an error of inviting him to explain the circumstances surrounding their Merton Keynes voters register.
Yeah.
My position is that cannot be aspiring to be a leader. They should have demonstrated leadership skills by refusing to attend and asking them to do the right call by calling the current chairman.
But if he's on the other hand, if he's giving them the respect and he has answered the call, do you know exactly what transpired?
I told you the discussion was in respect of about almost 75 members who have registered in July 2022 and paid their dues in December 2022, and they want them to add them to the voters register.
How did you get this information?
My source is not disclosed. I'm a journalist. We don't disclose our
you don't disclose your source. So no, hang on. I'm not going to force you to disclose your source. But what I want to say is that how truthful is it? How do I verify? How do I believe that is true that someone told you this?
I mentioned names, so I can give dates and time and everything. So I mentioned it. So if I'm being challenged, that what I'm saying is so I'll bring all those evidence out.
No, what names did you mention?
Master, yesterday I mentioned them. You saw what I mentioned. You heard what I mentioned.
No, I don't remember you mentioning any names.
If you go back and listen to your tape yesterday, I make a categorical
Listen,
statement.
I do enough, and I am tired enough after all this talking, drinking 3 bottles of water before getting home. Listen, don't give me more assignment. Tell me the names we are talking about.
Master, I've already said it. My position is that I'm even asking yesterday to invite the person to come on to your radio to deny or accept.
As for that one, listen, it's me, myself, and my producers and management, our prerogative. What we will do is up to. But you are mentioning names. What are the names that you said you mentioned yesterday?
Master,
yes.
The person who has visited the EC 3 times, and you are trying to put 75 members of Martin Kane into the voters register who do not qualify. The person knows his time is listening. He sent one of his surrogates to come and talk about me on your program. That is why I'm here.
Hang on. Listen, look, talk well. If you have something tangible to say it. Otherwise, don't go round. Who is that person? Who is that person who has visited the EC 3 times?
My name was mentioned. A lady called into your call. I was listening to it. My name was mentioned, but you didn't even question the lady about my name. And now I'm saying that whatever I said, and the lady was rebutted.
Well, the lady didn't make any allegation about you. You are making allegation about someone else.
Well, the lady make mention in respect to what I said on the on your station yesterday.
And all what he said was that we should try and seek clarification from you. Even though I don't accept her premise or I don't agree with her, she coming to tell me what we should do. I still have to understand where she's coming from. Look, if you think what you are saying is the truth, and I don't like this, this Kokwanasi child's play. Oh, I said it before. Oh, somebody went here, and somebody. Oh, I've already spoken. No. If you have specific, let's deal with it. If you don't have it, then I will rather advise you say keep your thoughts to yourself.
Let me finalize my what I want to say. What I said is that anything I said on the radio yesterday, I have proof to substantiate my claim. So, if Conrad think what I'm saying is right, I want him to come to the radio and challenge me, and either deny or accept it.
Well,
and then I come
why Conrad? What has he got to do with what you are saying?
Because I don't believe that he has the right to Nicodemously see the issue. I don't think it's in line with the...
Now you are even saying more. You telling me that his trip to your EC was a secret one?
Yeah, I don't say it was a secret one, but I don't think it's...
Well, what do you mean by Nicodemously?
Well, I will say that because of the circumstances surrounding it.
So maybe we withdraw that Nicodemously, because if you say he was officially invited, how can that be Nicodemously?
There's a whole lot of stuff going on there. At this stage, I don't want to disclose all my...
You see, at this stage, you are coming to make very serious allegation against one of your colleagues, which is fair enough. For me, I don't mind. So be it in some mania. It doesn't matter whether it's a comrade or not. But you got to have the substantive sort of, you can't say, the proof of what you are saying. So far, no, you have not convinced me, sir. You have mentioned the name Conrad, that he has done anything wrong. I'm not convinced. I can't see it.
Maybe you will not be convinced because you're not privy to the directives that came from national in respect to the conduct and practices of the elections. So what I'm saying is that his actions and inaction is in breach of those directives. And being a leader, I expect him to lead by example, by implementing good practice in all his actions and inactions.
So how many people in your NDC here in UK knows about this infringement by the alleged infringement by Conrad?
Come again, please.
All what you are telling me, how many people know about this? Is it only you?
It's not only now. It's public. It's everywhere on our platform.
So everyone on your platform knows that Conrad has done something wrong.
Yes.
So why is the EC and the disciplinary committee and the rest not fetching him and throwing the book at him?
That is a matter that we'll take up. I told you there's so many things going on. For me, I'm waiting for the right time because we need explanation. People have to explain why somebody who has no power, who has no authority to negotiate or discuss on the voters register are being told to do so when those people with the responsibility are sitting down doing nothing.
So are you calling the integrity, credibility of the members of those committees into question?
No, look, the committee have some very distinguished men and women in it. So I wouldn't say I'm calling the integrity and the credibility of the committee. I wouldn't say that because some of them are very genuine and honest and fair, and I respect them for that. There are just some bad nuts in it, and those people, at the right time, we need to fish them out.
The response I'm getting is that you are just a troublemaker bent on, making trouble for a decent man.
Yes. Anybody who believes in freedom and rights and a good practice is not accepted anywhere. We can see them as troublemakers. So, yes, and that's their opinion. They can have their opinion. And I think we have very genuine, constructive people within the organization, and they know that.
When something like this happens in your party, when something like this happens, what are the processes to follow? I mean, when you are aggrieved, or you have a grievance like what you are discussing with me.
Process.
What is what is the process? What is it?
The process is that if you are not happy with something, what you have to do is to make an official complaint. And currently, I told you, things are in the pipeline. We are working towards something. We want a report to come out, and then we can then compare our facts and evidence with the report, and then the appropriate process will be informed, and for proper investigation and sanctions to be applied.
So you have not made any official complaint yet?
Not yet.
And yet you are discussing it on a radio station. Don't you think that, really it's unfair, given that since you haven't made any official complaint, it could be very possible that the person you are talking about may be very innocent, and yet his name would have been soiled. Are you worried about that?
Master, I know my facts. I know what I'm saying. My position is very clear. What I'm saying is that at this point in time, I don't think any of the contestants, especially the so much positions, have the right to rub shoulders with the EC. If you do that, that's what I'm saying, that he himself should have known better and not get himself into this entanglement.
So the impartiality or neutrality of the EC, you are calling that into question as well?
Pardon me?
The EC's impartiality or their neutrality is in question.
Thank you.
You are doubting it.
Well, what I'm saying, look, what my position has always been clear. My point is that the issue that led Kuna to that meeting is in respect to the voters, maintained voters register. My position is that Kuna is not the person who compiled the register. So why is it that the branch chairman, the branch secretary, the branch treasurer are not being called? In the case of Reading.
So have you asked the EC or the people in charge why they haven't called the current chairman and rather called Conrad? Have you asked?
We are in the process, things are in the pipeline. So we have look, I told you there's a process, there's a procedure. Now and we have followed the procedure. So at the right time, all these things will be clear and everybody will know. That process is on course. I know the stage that we are because I'm involved in that aspect of the procedure. Now, I only came here because I overheard people being talking about the matter on your radio.
Well, today you say you overheard, but
not only today,
but previously, you started.
Can I finish?
No,
if I finish, I'll come out very clear.
Okay, go ahead.
So, for instance, I overheard loans talking for the fact that somebody who have been a member of the party, a registered member, and paid his dues from 2019 to date, his name has been taken out, and now they are saying that he's not even a member. How can a member be? There's a word they use. It's a bit funny. If you see all this thing that is going on, I thought, you see, and one thing I would like to do.
So all this your grievances, who are you actually blaming, Conrad or the committee members?
Yeah. It's part of it. This is the reason why we've not been able to have our election to date. If all those branches, i.e. East London, Milton Keynes, Telford, if they have done their work according to the regulations and directives from Accra, we will be where we are. And by then they turn around to blame people, innocent people, as they are the cause of what?
Who are the innocent in this regard?
I've heard them blame Michael Kudiagbo. I've heard them blame Hassan Bamba for all these elections. That is not good. But their actions and inaction are the root cause of this. This is my problem.
So
the problem is that.
So I want you to make it clear. I want you to make it clear that you say the delay or the protracted situation that you find yourselves in is all to do with people like Conrad?
Their action and his
listen, hang on. You mention his name, so I have mentioned you. Say, if you say they, who are those they you are talking about? Because I kept telling you that all what you have said, it's possible that Conrad has nothing to do with it. But you kept mentioning his name. And now I'm asking you, are you really confirming that the problems you are facing is down to him?
Yeah, my issue, I think when I'm structure I want to build my argument on, my position is that if Conrad hasn't gotten involved with the MK's register and the secretary and the chairman of MK had gotten involved, they would have rectified. If a place like what do you call it, Telford, if they have provided a genuine and transparent register, we wouldn't have been the situation that we are. A similar situation goes to East London. If they have provided genuine register, we wouldn't have been where we are today. That's the position I have.
I heard that Reading also had similar situation. Are you saying that one too is attributed to?
Look,
let me ask you. Are you saying that one too is attributed or should be attributed to Conrad?
Look, no. You see, Master, you are not getting me. My position, what is happening? I said we have the same similar situation in Reading. What happened is that the committee invited the current chairman of Reading, and they rectified the issue within a couple of hours. Now, when the same problem happened in Merchant Keynes, they are inviting Conrad instead of the chairman of the branch.
I see. And the problem is not solved.
Exactly.
So have you asked?
You're not listening to me, man.
Have you asked the chairman of that place why the problem is not solved under his watch?
Well, yeah. Look, as I said, we have intelligence. We have some evidence. So what I'm saying is that I am daring them to come on air or to challenge what I'm saying. So we can provide some evidence to substantiate our claim, because we know what is going on. We know that the current chairman doesn't want to get involved with it, and for that matter, we know everything that is going on. It matter what I know. I just need to keep some stuff and wait for the right time. Yeah.
So in all this, let me ask you, what do you gain from telling me on air?
Okay. Personally, there have been. The reason why I call you today is that I overheard somebody talking about me in respect to this matter on your program today. And I'm trying to set the record straight. That's what I'm doing.
But generally, you've come to talk about this prior to today. I mean, you have said this about the third time or so. I'm asking you, in general, what do you intend to gain from talking to media people on air? Conrad, are you there? Sorry.
Yeah,
Gideon, are you there?
Yeah, there was a break.
Yes, I'm asking you that in general, what are your intentions? What do you want to gain from talking?
My intention was to set the record straight.
But there was no issue previously. I mean, nobody charged on you or your candidate of doing anything wrong. So why come and set records straight when someone will say there wasn't anything to set straight?
Yeah, but
I'm happy to hear, but I want the facts. That's all.
Yeah. What is it? What it is that I listened to the program and I know I heard what happened. So this is only to.
So finally, it's okay. Finally, what do you expect? What do you want to happen to any wrongdoer, especially someone who's done something bad in?
For the first place, you see, sometimes when people are hatching and planning some dubious agendas, and they know that they have been exposed, whatever they are doing is how they stop. So this is just a caution, just to warn them that we know everything that is going on, so they should stop what they are doing and do the right thing for the sake of the party. That is my intention.
I see. So your intention is not to disqualify anybody.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't want him to be disqualified. I want him to contest, and I want the people to make their choice who they want to lead them. And my position is that I want them to be aware.
Yeah, but if something like that is about voter register and the rest, it is the committee, the people who have been charged to oversee the process. These are the people you have to address your matters to, and not to maybe engage in mudslinging on radio.
Letters to them. We have notified and alerted the EC about what they're doing.
And what have they done?
We are still waiting for a response. And then the second thing I'd like to let the people know that we are aware of the fake mobile app. They gave it to members to deceive the EC and the vetting committee that they paid their dues and members.
Hang on. Who gave mobile app, fake mobile app? Who did that?
Well, Mansa, I'm not disclosing.
Well, then it's better you don't even say it, because for me, what is true? No. Of course, then don't say it. Then I will say that it didn't happen. Nothing like that happened. Nothing like that has happened. Because if you come and say this on air, I can't take it away with me. No, tomorrow when I am writing my small thesis, I can't put it in because I don't have evidence. So if you don't want to give me the evidence.
If you want to see the evidence, I can send the evidence to you.
All right, send the evidence to me. Who actually provided whom with fake app, fake payment app? Okay.
As I speak, some people have been disqualified because they provided that fake app and they were caught. We know all of them, and we know who is behind it.
Okay.
The names should be mentioned.
You send it to me before tomorrow. Otherwise, when I come tomorrow, I don't receive it. I will just broadcast that you just said it. There's no truth in it. But listen, thank you very much for your time, and let's wait till tomorrow. Have a good night.
Thank you. Same to you.
I will have to say seriously, I'm confused and disappointed at the same time. I remember one sergeant we used to be in there. He was in the castle. I was with my own self. I know they trust me, let alone to come and trust you. If we are in such a situation, we are in trouble. I don't know where to pass. I don't know which one to believe. Yeah, Canada. Anyway, another day has been completed here at NFM Radio. Hopefully, we will discuss more and more of it. Have a good night. Don't do anything silly. Bye-bye.
Look at you, I'm a